The anticipatory actions and response approach combines a set of actions taken to prevent or mitigate potential disaster impacts before a shock or before acute impacts are felt. Technological progress and state-of-the-art forecasting analytics make it possible to predict with increasing accuracy when and where a disaster might occur. The hazard prediction scientific models and tools create critical opportunities for anticipatory action that save lives and livelihoods, reducing humanitarian needs. This approach was translated into a concept by the START Network and WHH, Wealth, Hunger, Health. It is implemented through a coherent and locally led initiative called Resilient Early Action to Disasters Around the Year Pakistan, precisely known as Ready Pakistan, via Disaster Risk Finance (DRF) program.
The disaster risk financing approach is that once we can predict natural hazards through scientific models, why not to respond before they happen? Having that at the back of our mind, we designed a system which was primarily supported by the overall theme of forecast-based financing, very much included in the Sendai Framework of Action, which is an international disaster risk reduction framework signed by all the international organizations and the countries.
It has become a success story in Pakistan, and flexible funds based on predetermined scientific triggers of 3 hazard models. Heat wave, drought, and floods are available for local non-government organizations. This kind of disaster risk finance (DRF) initiative is the first of its kind in Pakistan.
डिज़ास्टर रिस्क फाइनेंस के अंडर फिर हम इमरजेंसी होने से पहले पार्टनर्स या मेंबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के थ्रू कंटीजेंसी प्लानिंग कर लेते हैं, बजट एलोकेशन कर लेते हैं, ताकि जैसे ही हमारा मॉडल ट्रिगर हो किसी भी इमरजेंसी, भले वो फ्लड की है, हीट वेव की है या ड्राउट की है, तो हम मिनिमम टाइम में फंड्स मोबिलाइज करके लोकल, नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को फ़ौरन ट्रांसफ़र करते हैं, ताकि वो विद इन 24 आवर्स वो फील्ड में अपना काम इनिशिएट कर सकें।
When there is a trigger, then we are to respond. But before this, communities are prioritizing their needs. Even they are identifying their needs, and this process strengthens them. This process organizes them. They then not are dependent only on the civil society organizations. With self-help, they do many things.
The idea to work in the area of disaster risk reduction is not only rooted in the absolute necessity to be able to respond to frequent disasters in Pakistan, but it is also linked with the Ready Pakistan strategic orientation to engage more in Pakistan because of insufficient socio-economic development, lack of access to basic amenities compounded by exposure to climate change related risks, and frequent natural disasters. This approach helps unlock new forms of funding mechanisms to enable effective humanitarian assistance. This approach further ensures adequate funding is available through a wide range of financial instruments well before natural hazards threaten communities and minimize future risks.
So far in Pakistan, 3 alerts have been activated. In January 2022, Gwadar was hit by winter floods, and alert for 135,000 GBP was activated, and the funds were given to local organization hands for the response.
The local NGOs are now able to draw on this new source of funding to design and implement early actions to minimize risks faced by communities. The DRF concept work through customized scientific hazard prediction models which allow in time quantification of disaster risks for pre-positioning and releasing funds before the actual hazard crisis event occurs to undertake anticipatory early actions.
Since 2017, our members have been following the phenomena of heat waves. We've been tracking heat waves with scientific models and working with civil society, communities and local authorities to respond before a heatwave hits the ground. We're quite proud to be some of the first globally that have worked on this phenomenon.
रेडी पाकिस्तान स्टार्ट नेटवर्क ने गर्मी तो बचण के उन्हें साकू तरीके दसे गर्मी तो आने तो पहले उन्हें सानू ये चीज़ें मुहैया कर दी हैं भाई गर्मी है या कम है जिथे छतरी वगैरह यूज़ करनी पैगी उत्थे छतरी वगैरह यूज़ कर दे जिथे छतरी का कम नहीं है उत्थे टोपी पहन के काम कर गए पानी ठंडा जो बोतल जड़ी दी ने उहदे पानी ठंडा करके निमकोल वगैरह सट के वो भी बंदा नाल 4-5 आदमी हैं वो भी असी 4-5 आदमी बना के पी लें
रेडी पाकिस्तान दी टीम ने साकू साड़ी मदद की है साकू वक्त तो पहले साड़ा साथ दिता है उन्होंने साकू चीज़ां मुहैया की साकू दी जिमें पानी वाली बोतल थी गई तौलिया थी गया ग्लूकोज थी गया ORS के पैकेट थी गया जेड़े असां अपनी गर्मी तो असां अपनी हिफाजत कर सकते हैं
Pakistan is suffering from severe drought since 20 years, especially province of Sindh and Balochistan. In this regard, DRF Pakistan responded and sent last year, and it was a successful plan. In Pakistan, it was the first anticipation response to support the most vulnerable communities and enable them to stand and cope with the negative impacts of the drought situation.
तंगी में जाम असां खाधो खोराक बनी मथे असां बनी बार पोखा दा थे कोन तो नहीं दुकान वाली सूरत है स्टार नेटवर्क दारो आयो है टाइम से सन मदद मिली जाए करे
And during these years we responded to heat wave, drought and flood in Muzaffarabad, and recently in 2022 flood we were the first fund to be on the ground and timely. It was very quickly, we act transparently, and there's definitely that fund saves life and the livelihood of the people.
Ready Pakistan has also been a pioneer in disaster risk financing, really getting to the heart of those risk models, whether it's drought or heat waves or floods, getting together with the Met Office, with the national government, with local communities to understand the risks, to model the risks, and then to act on the risks.
We were successfully able to advocate for anticipatory action as the best approach in Pakistan, which requires or addresses the need of the time. The cost effectiveness of the AA approach is very important. I think we were able to do that, or we were able to showcase that through actual action. That it was through the efforts of Ready Pakistan and the NSC members in Ready Pakistan that anticipatory action featured as a key component of the HRP for Pakistan in 2021 as well.
Ready Pakistan is making Pakistan and Pakistani communities better equipped and ready to face future climate challenges.